The 2020 Post O'Brien Award videos are brought to you by Horse Racing Alberta. Hey everyone, Rachel Anima here from Standardbred Canada, and joining me is the winning connections of 3-year-old trotting colt champion Pemberton. I'm joined today with Brenda and Paul Walker. Brenda and Paul, how does it feel?
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it feels pretty amazing. It's a great honor to be nominated, but it's better to win.
For sure. For sure. Paul,
I mean,
how does it feel for you?
Oh yeah, we got years ago. We got a couple nominations with our one homebred trotter there, but we never could win it. But it's nice to finally get around. And who'd ever think we'd get another trotter that would even be in that category? So it's pretty shocking actually. So anyway, yeah.
For sure. Is there a little bit of
yeah.
an extra sense of specialness, sort of say, with him being a homebred?
Oh yeah, you've had a part in it right from the beginning, actually, and I mean, in the horse business, sometimes at the time when you think you're making a mistake, it works out to be the right thing to do. It started with that way with his mother, so right down the line, it's been a big surprise.
Awesome. So how about, kind of reflecting on his season, his incredible season, if you guys could pick out one or two memories that were the most fondest for you guys, which races would they be?
What do you?
Well, of course, the super final
Yeah.
is a big race because he won it very convincingly. And, a lot of our family was able to join us, like Christine and the kids. A couple of the kids were there, and Julie was with us in the winner's circle. That was a big race for us. And probably the first night that he won and he came home, like we couldn't believe how fast he had gone. Once he got to the half, but when he finished and, they said he came home in, 26 and a piece or whatever. And that we're going, oh my goodness, I didn't know that, didn't realize he would be going that fast. I mean, those are probably two of the races that I'd pick. What do you?
Yeah, well, I think when even when he maybe the next time he raced after his maiden breaking race there, you're starting to think maybe he's better than a grassroots horse. And as we said to Trevor when we finally raced him in a gold there, I said I guess we'll know now what we got when we're done tonight. And he come through him with flying colors that night. So then you've got a pretty quality horse.
For sure. So was there ever a point in training him down as a 2 or 3-year-old, Paul, that you were sitting behind him and you kind of maybe thought, I might have something special here?
Well, it certainly wasn't as a 2-year-old. He was pretty ordinary as a 2-year-old. Mind you, he had a few soreness issues. So we never got to really push him much as a 2-year-old. We just thought he was another face in the barn until maybe he trained as in the wintertime as a 3-year-old. He did train very well. He never had a bad training. He did everything you asked him there, and he just seemed to get better and better. And before we left here, he was acting like a good horse. But I mean, it's one thing to do that when you're training with one other horse, and then when you get them in the race, you never know. But we figured to do what he did. I think I was surprised to see him do what he did in such short order for a horse that didn't race as a 2-year-old. He really it takes a pretty special horse to do what he did in space of 2 or 3 starts. He was a top level horse.
For sure. Are there any you're kind of, what I would say at least, a trotting specialist. Are there any special qualities about Pemberton that kind of stick out for you?
He was just always a very smart horse, very good mannered on the track. You mean
Clean data?
we never, I don't think we seldom ever made an equipment change on him. Same as shoes. He was wearing the same shoes all summer. there was nothing about him. He just he was I'd have to say a kind of a natural when it comes to get him to go in that. I mean, he just improved on his own, and he had a remarkable gait on him. Lucky, fortunately, didn't have any soundness issues, very minor, and really, even Trevor will tell you, it just the way he handled himself in a race. He never wasted any energy. He seemed to know what you wanted when you wanted.
Yeah. Have you noticed any changes in him from 3 to 4, sort of say?
Not really. Other than the fact he hasn't grew much. He's not a very big horse. He's
Okay.
filled out a bit. So you know, we're we don't know what to expect from him this year. I mean, hopefully he'll come back as good or better, but you just never know.
Yeah. So Brenda, maybe you can tell us the story behind his name. I know there's kind of a special story to his name.
Well, Pemberton was my mother's maiden name. So my grandfather, his name was Albert Pemberton, and he lived with us our whole life. Because he was a widow, and so I had always said I'd like to name a horse after my grandfather. And when I was about 4 or 5 years old, my grandfather actually bought me a large rocking horse, and I still have it to this day.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so it was he always knew I liked horses and that. So when I had the opportunity to name a horse, I said, well, I'm going to name him after my grandpa. So that's how Pemberton came about, and his nickname is Albert. So that's how that came to be. Anyways,
Yeah.
he was a very big influence in our life. Like we had 6 kids in our family, and he was always, playing cards with us, and he was always, around. So
Yeah.
that's why he got, we named the horse. So.
No, for sure. Well, Brenda, Paul, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit this afternoon, and I hope you guys are having a great winter down in the warm Georgia while we're all freezing here in Canada. And wishing you guys the best of luck in 2021 with Pemberton, and I'm extra special too.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much,
We
Rachel.
enjoyed talking to you. So
Yep.
that's
Great.